Good afternoon, Munchie Mafia. So today what we have is pretzels. We're doing a pre-live prep. This is a Bosch stand mixer. And the ingredients that we need is a cup and a half of water with 1 teaspoon of sugar. And then we're also going to put in 7 grams, which is 2 1/4 teaspoons of yeast. Now we're going to stir this up and we're going to let it do its thing. A little on the lumpy side, so we're just going to try to get as many of those lumps out of there as humanly possible. And there we go. So we're going to let this get happy for a little while. The sugar should help to feed it while the warm water is going to help activate it. And the recipe that I like to use when I'm doing them from home is from Alton Brown. And I'll post the link on the description after I get done with all this. Since I'm not wanting to make a huge batch of them, just enough for the two of us for a couple days. So now what we're going to do is we're going to start incorporating all of our flour into the stand mixer. It's 4.5 cups of all-purpose flour. We're going to save our bowl aside because we're going to put the dough in there and let it rest. And then I have to go run some errands in a little bit and hopefully be back in time for a live. Okay. So the live is going to be at 8 o'clock Eastern time or somewhere thereabouts. Might be running a little bit late. We didn't get much sleep last night because we brought the puppy home, and she'll make her debut on the live. Show her off in case you hadn't seen the vlog that I posted yesterday, or no, last night before I went to bed. I looked like absolute garbage. So 2 tablespoons of kosher salt. We want to have a good salt flavor to that. Turn this on. This is 4 tablespoons of melted unsalted butter. I'm just going to add that right in there. And then we're going to take our water, sugar, and yeast and start drizzling it in there. We're going to start this off at a slow speed because you don't want to flour bomb yourself. End up looking like a cocaine freak. Okay, so when the motor sounds like it's starting to have a little bit of a problem, then we could turn it up and one more. And then I'll see if we can cut down on some of this noise. This is going to want to mix for just a few minutes. We can just gradually turn the speed up. One thing I love about this mixer is that the bowl is kind of naturally non-stick. turn it up just a little bit more. Give it a break for just a second. Let it relax. Has a tendency to want to just turn and turn and turn and turn and turn, and not a lot of mixing happens. So let's just pat it down a little bit. And put this back on. And never stick anything in there while it's moving, because you could end up getting your fingers caught in there. You don't want that to happen with any kind of mixer anyway. You can actually break a finger. So okay, let's pat it down a little bit. So it just stops just spinning. We want it to mix some more. Get it relaxed. It's still just kind of bundling up in one corner. This actually does a lot better than KitchenAids, in my opinion. Because the KitchenAids, the dough hook part does not seem to get all of the flour at the bottom. There's always like a little puddle of it. Winston, will you stop throwing stuff on the floor, please? I know. He's a little upset today, and he's kind of acting out a little bit because I think some of the animals are protesting a little bit, but they're quietly protesting. They haven't attacked the puppy at all. They haven't been mean to her. They're just kind of freaking out because, animals are a little bit of a creature of habit. They don't like their environment changed much. And he's an old man, so. Okay. So it's about 5 minutes worth, depending on the type of mixer. It's like, this is nice, and this one's being nice. See, the bowl is clean. Not that I wouldn't wash it. Of course, it's going to go through the wash. So now what we're going to do is get our bowl that we used. Stuff out of the way. Pull this bowl out. Set it right there for right now. So this is the base. It's really a lightweight mixer. I have no problems picking it up and moving it. Unlike these KitchenAids, they weigh like 25 freaking pounds. I never forget the time we had a big earthquake in back in the 2001 maybe. I know, you're in the way now, bud. Get out of the way. Come on. Okay. So, now we're going to take our bowl, take the paddle out. We're going to take this, we're going to stick it in the bowl. Put all this stuff in the dish pits, also known as the sink. Get rid of all this stuff. We don't need this stuff anymore either. Clean as we go. have a tendency to dirty everything in the kitchen. Okay, so now with clean hands, we want to just kind of just go in and just grab it and put it on the counter. Give it a little bit of a roll. Just give it a little bit of a roll so that we make a nice little ball, just like so. Now we're going to take some oil. We're going to squirt the bowl. We're just going to take this and we're just going to roll it around, so that it's nice and greased. And that's pretty much it. I mean, it's very simple. See how nice and supple that is? It just feels so nice. I like to poke a hole down the middle, give it a wiggle like that, just so I can see just how much this is doubled. If it needs a little bit more time, just depends on the temperature of your house, the humidity in your house, and also pretty much just humidity and heat. You want to rest this in somewhat of a warm area, if possible. If you don't have a warm area, just do your best. Sometimes what I like to do is I like to just turn the oven on the warm, and just set it on top of the stove on the back. But that only works for electric stoves because the oven will vent out in the back of the stove. So now we got that wrapped up, and make sure I don't have anything in the oven. So I like to hide things from the cats in the oven. Okay, so I'm just going to turn the oven on warm. Move the double boiler. Close that. I have no idea what that is. It's something. I don't know where this thing's lying about on the kitchen. So that's pretty much it. And I will see you all later on, about 8 o'clock. Might be a little later. So see you later.